People love Limerence. They love to call it love at first sight. You are my soulmate. You are my other half. We just met and I feel so connected to you. But really, this is a sign of love bombing and Limerence happening. Shh. Welcome to the Secret Life Podcast. Tell me your secret. I'll tell you mine. Sometimes you have to go through the darkness to reach the light. That's what I did. After 12 years of recovery in sex and love addiction, I finally found my soulmate, myself. Please join me in my novel, Secret Life of a Hollywood Sex and Love Addict, a 4-time bestseller on Amazon. It's a brutal, honest, raw, gnarly ride, but hilarious at the same time. Check it out now on Amazon. Welcome to Secret Life Podcast. I'm Brannne Davis-Gantt. Today I'm pulling back the curtains of all kinds of human secrets. We'll hear about what people are hiding from themselves or others. You know, those deep, dark secrets you probably want to take to your grave, or those lighter, funnier secrets that are just plain embarrassing. Join me each week as we take a deep dive into one subject matter, exploring the how, what, when, where, and why of it all. Get ready for a more focused, more revealing journey of the human experience. This is a new chapter of Secret Life, and I'm excited for you to join the ride. Today, we are talking about Limerence. Woohoo! God, people love Limerence. They love to call it love at first sight. You are my soulmate. You are my other half. We just met and I feel so connected to you. But really, this is a sign of love bombing and Limerence happening. And this is, a lot of people don't know this term. And for a while, even when I was, 10 years into my recovery in sex and love addiction, I didn't even know this term. So this is a newer term, but it's really this deep, unrelenting longing for love. You want love so badly. You just need it, need it, need it. And it's like, that's all you think about. It's like, I need this love. Where's my loving partner? I'm on these dating apps. I'm looking for love. Even if you're with somebody, you need them to fill you, or you're ended something and you sign this person all these magical qualities, even if they're not like that. It's all this romanticizing and fantasizing and intrusive thinking about romance. And you're hyper focused on their behavior and what it means. So a lot of people that I work with, they'll send me these texts. What does this text mean? What does he mean by this? What does she mean by this? What does my ex mean when they send me this? So they're always like over analyzing these behaviors. And you then idealize this person and put them on a pedestal, right? So then I have to go to them. Is this really this person? Because if we actually took you out of this, who is this person? This person is a hot mess express. This person is newly in recovery. This person literally cheated on you. What are you talking about? That is not who you are talking about. You have those rose-colored glasses on, and I think that's what Limerence is. I usually like rose-colored glasses. Let's take them off. This is not who you're talking about. You're also preoccupied with rejection. Rejection. I'm going to get rejected. I'm going to get rejected. This is going to happen. This happened with my ex. This feels like my ex. No. And then this increasing anxiety. Always these thoughts of increasing anxiety around this person. And it's what's going on in your brain is these high levels of testosterone, dopamine, and adrenaline with low levels of serotonin. So it's like a chemical imbalance is happening in your brain because you created this life that is giving you these ample sources of serotonin when the absence of this partner goes away, right? So this person goes away and you feel this huge sense of loss of self, right? And then all these serotonins are released. And then you're like, at a low. And then when they come back, all these dopamine hits are happening. So it's this high, low of chemical imbalance. That's what's happening with limerence because it's not the same as love. Because limerence is this brief intensity of attraction immediately. Love is a solid fucking connection with someone that you have and it expands over time. So it's not intense right away. Love takes months to develop. Limerence is like almost instantaneously. So if you feel this way after a couple dates, that's limerence, people. That's not love. Love is an emotional bond because it's built on. Limerence is usually a physical attraction or an idealistic attraction. Like you think this person fulfills you or is the ideal person you thought you were supposed to be with, or they're what society considers as attractive. Love is rational thinking. You're making a rational decision to be with this person. And that's really how I see like Mark and my connection. I'm still attracted to him. I find him attractive. He's a great person, but it's a conscious decision I make every day to be in love with this person. That's how I know love is deeper. Because before I thought, oh my God, I have this intensity. That's limerence. That's guided by your emotions. Love is not guided by your emotions, just so you know. Love is mutual trust. Limerence is mutual, like a magnetic force. Limerence is like a mutual magnetic force. And then lastly, I always think like love is a deep understanding of someone's flaws and imperfection and choosing to still be with them and work through that. Limerence is focusing only on the perfectionisms and looking for that emotional and sexual gratification. So you're only focused on that. You're not looking at the flaws. You're not looking at and understanding them and understanding the imperfectionisms. Love is a selfless behavior, but you're also taking care of yourself. You're also going, I'm going to give to this person, but I'm also going to take care of myself. Limerence is this self-centered desire. I want to fill myself with this person. And then lastly, it's like a couple is really present with themselves when they are in love. Limerence is a couple show each other only their best qualities of each other, right? They're just showing the best of themselves. So you don't know the whole person and you're filling in the gaps with limerence. So now there's these key stages of limerence that people don't talk about. It's that first contact, that first date, you meet, and it's this like glimmering beginning. They're so special. Oh, you are so attractive. You definitely want to get to know them better. There's this like instant attractiveness, right? And then next, you test the waters with each other. You start to flirt, you start to probe interest. Do they like you? Is there hope here? Are you good enough for this interaction? Are they attracted to you? You start daydreaming about them. You start having this deep emotional connection to them, even when you don't even know them. You start having these feelings already. Then you start going, there's this total mental capture. Every waking thought is about them. Every other concern fades into the background of your life, and all the time alone is about them. It's like fantasy time, and your mood swings are usually dictated. Like about them. You have this euphoric high, then you have a devastating low, right? And then it shifts to addiction. The high fades normally, and then obsession starts. You crave them. It's just not even normal. You start craving them. They become your addiction, right? These inclusive thoughts start invading. You're at this crushing point that you like want to stay with them, but then you don't want to stay with them, but then you want to take back control and you want to be with them. And then it's like this addictiveness, like overcoming. And then once you realize this person is not good for you, you have to start your recovery from them because limerence is an addiction. It's part of sex and love addiction. And they don't talk about it a lot, but it is. And you have to start withdrawing, isolating yourself far as possible. Get away from this person, get away, because you need to cut that emotional tie because you actually don't know them. You created this fantasy and they become an addiction to you. And then you have to slowly climb your way out of freedom, getting away from them, breaking those old habits, stop seeking them, stop thinking they are going to fix you, make you this better person, this whole fantasy, and you have to regain self, set new goals for yourself, break free to get out of limerence. It's this whole pattern, and it's really just an addiction to others, so you don't have to be with self. And it usually comes from this obsession and childhood neglect. When you are neglected as a child, you start going into fantasy about other people because the honeymoon phase has tricked you because you probably went into fantasy as a child. And let's say again, that fantasy is a sense of euphoria, walking on air, uncontrollable thinking of them, longing to have those feelings again reciprocated, sexual attraction, intense feelings that lead you to then concern, worry, worry, worry. Limerence, there's always this worry they're going to leave me. You replay the memories of the date. Everything reminds you of them. The red car. Oh my God. If I hear about the red truck one more time from somebody, I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to hear about it. Or we knew each other 12 years ago. No, you didn't. He's not the same person he was 12 years ago, idealizing them and their characteristics. He's this. I'm like, he is not. He's a drug addict. What are you talking about? Your racing heartbeat, feeling of nervousness, butterflies, run away. That's limerence feeling that your nervous system should be calm around a person that's uh trustworthy, that brings out the best in you is a calmness. Yes, you should be excited to see them, but you shouldn't be anxiousness. People with limerence and run into this is like the roller coaster of emotions and butterflies. That is actually not good. And then when you're away from them, fear of rejection, fear of rejection, fear of rejection 24/7. If you are constantly worried about rejection or being abandoned from this person, that is not healthy because limerence is this overwhelming state of mind of romantic attraction to another person that are obsessive fantasies and thoughts that desire come from you that are not really attached to this other person because you're trying to escape yourself using somebody else. Again, not real. Anybody that overwhelms you, not good for you. You should not be overwhelmed by another person. All right, lastly, let's just go through what is healthy love and what is addictive limerence love. You should never feel empty or alone or unfulfilled when you are looking for a relationship. And that person, when they're away from you, you should feel good. If there are red flags early on, there will be red flags later on. So, holding your boundaries, if they don't want to hold your boundaries, go run for the hills. You should feel validated and heard. Relationships should never give your self-worth. If you just met the person, you don't know the person. So that intense feeling is not lasting. So, limerence is not long standing, it's a fantasy. And if you experience love sickness, because that's what limerence is, you need to get support because it doesn't magically go away. You actually have to learn skills to work through limerence because that's usually from childhood neglect, childhood abandonment, and a mother that didn't give you great attachment skills. So you more attach than connect. You can get through this. First of all, the first thing I always say is you don't need anybody to fix you or fulfill you. So if there is an intensity to a person, you probably have some limerence, some love sickness. So there is a deep desire within you to be loved, but first you have to love yourself, and limerence is not the way. Thank you for listening to Secret Life Podcast. I hope this helps you. And if you are experiencing limerence, think about this. Do you find yourself thinking about this person constantly? Often, does it distract you from your work? Is the emotional intensity so overwhelming that you physically get sick, you loss of appetite, your sleep is disturbed, or you have stress-related symptoms? Does your mood be affected by this person, their actions? If you have a positive experience with them, do you then have like a great day? If you have a negative, rejective experience, do you have a bad day? Do you idealize this person, all their qualities, and not look at who the real person is? Are they this perfect figure in your mind, but then when you're with them, that doesn't match it? Thoughts of this person become so obsessive that you check their social media a lot. You find difficult controlling your thinking or redirecting your thinking from this person? Or do you try to warp the minds of people around you, how they think about this person? Lastly, do you have a strong desire for this person to reciprocate feelings for you that way? And their validation is extremely, extremely important to you. So you're always wanting them to think of you a certain way. And the love always feels kind of one-sided, like most is coming from you. And you believe that this person can complete you, fix you, fulfill you. And if it worked out, it would just all be okay. You don't want this. You need some help. It's okay. Limerence is not a way to live because it is one-sided. It's in your mind. It's a thinking disease. Thank you for listening to Secret Life Podcast. Let me know your thoughts. If you have anything you want me to talk about, please send a note to secretlifepodcast@icloud.com. Until next time. Thanks again for listening to the show. Please subscribe, rate, share, or send me a note at secretlifepodcast.com. And if you like to check out my book, head over to secretlifenovel.com or Amazon to pick up a copy for yourself or someone you love. Thanks again. See you soon.